From the depths of the Fang, I have returned. Okay. Hi everyone. Yes, it's good. I'm back. So I know I've been kind of gone for quite a bit. So let me say this: Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and actually no, Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and also Happy Valentine's Day to those who are still looking for that lucky someone, as I am. So basically, I the reason I send this transmission now is because Space Wolves are coming up, and with the Saga of the Beast coming up, I'm kind of trying to map out what's happening, what could when we're gonna get started seeing, because we're already the first E short came out last Monday. As GW has usually said, that every Monday is going to be basically at the start of the week. There's going to be a new psychic awakening type of thing. So the and so basic and also what's happened is that rumors is persisting around around the net that um, the book is that the Gaskell model and Ragnar models somehow have vanished from the Games Workshop sites. So it could be that we're getting a new. So it's possible that we would be getting a new Ragnar model along with the Gaskell model now. But the thing is, so GW could be doing a type of it's not unheard of. It's not unheard of because during the first Psychic Awakening book, they did a new model for Jane Czar and a new model for that Drukari model. It was a double. So it was a bit of a double release. So I've noticed, and also, so basically, we could be getting a new Ragnar model. I know people have been going crazy for a new Ragnar model for quite some time, especially a Primaris model. So because it's like we need a Primaris Wolf Lord, and although I still do like Grimnar, I just the thing is that with Space Wolves, our army has been kind of like uh, sorry, I'm clicking this a lot. Is that we've been having this type of thing where our army has been really fighting it out on because we're not really as competitive as we used to be. I don't play tournaments. I have a lot of infantry. I need more tanks because I want to carve my army around a transport heavy army with also bikers and tanks and combat tanks. And one of the things I've noticed is that we're going to be getting we're going to is that we're not have a lot has been given on Space Wolves, especially in the other Psychic Awakening books, because at the end of the lore bit, there is talk. There is what's called the Echoes of Awakening, and there has been no mention of anything Space Wolf related. A lot of Orc migration, but not Space Wolf related stuff. Especially how what's happened in the lore 2 years ago, Games Workshop released the book Ashes of the Black Library book Ashes of Prospero. So it was like, what happened after that? Because the thing is that this is supposed to be because the thing is Psychic Awakenings are supposed to be rule updates. So what could we be seeing? Could we be seeing, especially since you can carve, especially since like in many armies you're carving special armies out of multiple stacks of rules. It's like, this regiment it's like this Imperial Guard regiment is going to have this one warlord trait and another warlord trait and a combat doctrine and all that. But how is this going to be? So how is this going to factor into the Space Wolves? Because the way I see it is that the Space Wolves are an incredibly diverse faction. Each of the great companies don't entirely function like a simple Space Marine company, because each Wolf Lord has their own methods of war. Each Wolf Lord has their own takes care of their own recruitment, their own strategies, all this. And I want to see how GW is able to incorporate a lot of the Primaris into the Space Wolves without overtaking the Space Wolves entirely. Because it's like these guys, they have to go through blood claws, they have to go through it's like the way, because they say it was what GW is trying to do is in many book is in some in their lore books, they're trying to make it so that Primaris is not entirely the best way. It's not always 100% of the way to get this guys done, because like so far standard Space Marines are more rounded. You can easily equip them with different stuff, although they're trying to. But the way I just don't see the Primaris I personally don't see Primaris as a replacement for standard Space Marines. I just see them as an expansion to Space Marines. So because there's you can't, because what you've done is that you've incorporated them into the lore, but instead of considering them like as a model replacement. So you put backstory behind the Primaris Marines. So how are you? So it's like it's gonna take a bit. A lot of Space Wolves don't care for the Primaris, because they think that's like, will it help them or will it not help them? It's up there. And also with Ashes of Prospero, spoiler alert, they introduce you like what's gonna happen with the 13th Great Company command forces that are stationed that have been brought back to Fenris. If they've been brought back to Fenris. If they haven't, and GW is trying to cop out on this, I will be upset. I will really be upset. Okay, so I was able to do a bit of a map out of the possibilities of when they're going to start previews for the next for Psychic Awakening Saga of the Beast. So on the 10th of February, sorry, I've been told a lot. On the 10th of February, we got the first book, the first e-short. On the 17th, which is tomorrow, we're always going to get the second short. Then we're going to keep it up on the 24th, and then the second. Now the second is likely going to be the preview week. So what's going to end up happening the second is going to be possibly the preview week. So or the pre-order, or where they're going to start doing the pre-orders on the 7th of March. Now, if they don't do this, it could be like, okay, it's going to be another week, or it's going to be it'll be maybe the 14th of March. But that would be a bit silly, wouldn't it? Because the thing is what they're doing is they're trying to get these all released on a month-by-month basis, and speaking on the release schedule, you gotta proofread this, because so far two times in a row they've accidentally left out the points values for certain models, like Grandmaster Lazarus. He didn't get a points value put in the book, and Shadow Sun didn't get in the book after that. They forgot to put our points in the book after that, so they're gonna have to really focus on that. Also, I am going to try to attend the ANOVA Open this year. So I'm not gonna play. I'm not play. I'm not a tournament player, but I will go because I like to. Because I for one thing, this is honesty. I've never been to a convention. I've never been to a convention before, and so it's like I just really want to try, go see what everyone's all like, see how people like me are interested in all this stuff, and especially also the other diverse war games that are out there. So the idea, I think, so let's get on to kind of predictions here. First off, I really hope for transhuman physiology, because if they can make transhuman physiology more like for, okay, Thunderwolf Cavalry, Wolfen, 4 plus. You can only wound Wolfen or Thunderwolf Cavalry on a 4 plus. That would be amazing. That would make Thunderwolf Cavalry insanely, stupidly powerful. And also, I kind of want to try and get some anti-aircraft weaponry into my army but it will double as anti-vehicle. So basically, the way I see it is that if I use a couple of hunters in my list, then it would create a way for me to fire high strength missiles at my opponent's vehicles. I can't take out his characters, but I can take out his vehicles at a longer range than It's just very interesting thought that came across my mind a few weeks ago. But back to the idea that we could be getting some pretty tough rules. I just hope that that the rules can really kind of get a lot of units that are considered kind of trash right now, because it's like Thunderwolf Cavalry are not as strong as you would say. A lot of people want to try, but the thing is that one of the things is that Wolfen are linchpin units to our armies now, because it's like without Wolfen, your Thunderwolf, your Blood Claws are gonna have trouble, and they're gonna struggle a bit. But if you can but also I want most of our army to be able to outflank, and I think that's what they're gonna do with most. I think they're gonna try to make it so that we can actually outflank more than just infantry units. We might be able to outflank our cavalry, our bikers, our Fenrisian wolves. If they can do that, then you've got a lot of energy and synergy that's happening in that army right there. Okay, so there has barely been any. Actually, no, there hasn't been any. This is like on a Black Library front. There hasn't been any, and I mean any any Space Wolf books. Now there is said to be a Space Wolf audio drama. That's an audio drama book that's going to be done by David Annandale, and I really hope that that gets a release date, because I just really need some fresh new lore, because that's how I get it. That's how I got into this hobby. I got into it because of lore. If I don't get my lore fixed, believe me. Although I am satisfied that I'm reading something other than Space Wolves, because there is the Custodes, the Watchers of the Throne books, and I like that. It's a fun story, and I find that the ultimate power couple is in that book. And but anyway, so I'm glad. So just to let you all know, I'm not dead. I'm still here, and I'll hope to keep up these videos as much as I can. So I've got a lot on my plate. But hey, I'll see you. Hey, see me again. And also, just to let you know, I'm going to be doing when I get my hands on the book, I'm likely going to get the standard edition. But when I do, I will do a live I'll do a live broadcast feed, so that you all can see what I'm doing, so you can see and can also put in some questions on how the book is. So I'll catch you all later. Happy hunting.